Hi guys, it's Angela. Welcome back to my reaction channel. By the title of this video, you know what time it is. I will be reacting to 15 weird food recipes in the world. Let's get it.
Or offered a fried lizard on a stick, or steamed tuna eyeball staring at you. How would you like a plate of entrails cooked to perfection? Or would that make you puke? Believe it or not, there are some pretty bizarre food traditions around the world that would make even the strongest of stomachs churn with nausea. There are foods that go beyond the description of gross or disgusting, such as the fermenting rotting flesh of marine animals, or even venomous creatures skewered on a stick. As they say, one man's food is another man's poison, so what you're about to see here in this video proves that to be very true. If you have the strength of heart and stomach to indulge in a culinary adventure that can overwhelm your senses, from the intensity of a Scottish haggis to a slippery grub barbecue, check out these strange and weird food recipes from around the world. Keep on watching till number one especially, which is a rare treat, which will be a rare treat. Frogs in France.
Frogs in France. Let's see.
If the thought of eating frogs sounded distasteful to you, then you'll be surprised to know that frogs are a delicacy in some parts of the world. The Chinese especially will salivate at the thought of frog's leg soup, a delicacy that dates back centuries.
I've never had frog legs.
The Aztecs loved it too. But believe it or not, it was none other than the Catholic Church who was responsible for frog meat becoming a delicacy in France. Obese monks in the 12th century were ordered to eat more protein, so they settled on frog, which was soon followed by pious locals in France. And that's how a national delicacy was born. No throwing up here, I like fried frog legs. Haggis, Scotland.
3 words you should never ask. What's in haggis?
Haggis is a national delicacy in Scotland, but it isn't for the faint of heart. Be ready to look at entrails, organs, and almost anything that comes out of a sheep cooked in a steaming hot stew. The Scottish are a brave folk, which is why a mild dish would never do them proud as a national food. It had to be something like haggis that included an animal's organs like the liver, heart, lungs, and possibly everything else mixed with mutton or beef and oatmeal, seasoned with cayenne pepper, onions, and spices. But as if the mixture wasn't overwhelming enough, it has to be packed in a sheep's stomach and boiled to perfection. If you were offered some, would you do it? Well, I have, with a nice dram of scotch to chase it down. Armenian kush.
The hair of the dog in Armenia is a beef hash. It's a soup made with a calf, hoof, and tripe.
Eating stripe or an animal's stomach may sound pukish to you, but
my face might be looking like this the whole video.
In fact, tripe is best eaten stuffed with parts of an animal you may not consider edible. And when boiled with a cow or sheep's head, seasoned with garlic, you get what Armenians consider a delectable kush. An Armenian delicacy, khash, as it's pronounced, is a traditional dish best eaten in the winter. But because it sounds so appetizing to many, other countries in the region eat it throughout the year. The best way to start the day is with a breakfast of steaming khash, and you're good for the whole day. Yeah, I bet you are. And here I am criticizing it after I told you guys I've eaten haggis. Tuna eyeballs.
Let's go see how these eyeballs are made.
If you were offered a tuna eyeball, would you go, ew? Well,
yes.
I'm drawing the line at eyeballs. Well, if you're in a Japanese restaurant, chances are you may just find that specialty on the menu. When it comes to seafood, the Japanese don't leave a thing to your imagination, because the more raw, the more bizarre, the better. Those who've eaten tuna eyeballs say it isn't as bad as it looks, okay? In fact, it tastes like egg whites or sometimes mussels. Some say it tastes like rubber, while others felt it made them gag. Like, the next time you're in Japan, pop a tuna eyeball. Who knows? You may like it too. How about no? Have a fish looking back at you like that? That's just no. No. In a pro no. Black pudding.
It's common to many European cultures.
Black
The
pudding.
French called it boudin noir.
Is that blood?
And in
Dry
the United
blood?
Kingdom, they call it black pudding.
We all like a nice sweet pudding, but if it were made from entrails, we bet you wouldn't even touch it with a barge pole, would you? No. Nutrition experts say that black pudding is considered superfood, on par with the likes of kale and spinach, But when the only ingredient is animal entrails, will it really have many takers? The answer is yes, because in some parts of Britain, black pudding is a favorite. Made from pig entrails and mixed with oatmeal, it's then made into a sausage and best eaten grilled, boiled, or fried. This I am willing to try because I like British food. Hakarl, Iceland.
In the town of Reykjavik, Siggy, a
Is that a
traditional
shark?
Icelandic cook, is preparing one of the signature meals of the Thorablock Festival.
What if a restaurant served you rotten fish? Would you sue? Well, on the other hand, if you're in Iceland, the more rotten the dish, it warrant a big fat tip instead. Not for the faint-hearted, a Karl is an Icelandic delicacy that consists of rotten fermented shark flesh that famous chef Anthony Bourdain once described as the most unpleasant and disgusting thing he'd ever eaten.
Oh, man.
And as Gordon Ramsay
Y'all
said,
remember
he
Anthony.
couldn't even swallow it.
Yeah, he used to
For Icelanders, though, a
travel
Karl is a
everywhere.
part of tradition and culture. And though rotting
just
shark
weird
flesh
food.
could kill a human, the locals have a special way of preserving it to be served as a national delicacy. No, I'm running away fast. 1,000-year-old eggs.
Ooh, uh-oh. I don't know if this one's done. It looks a little gooey.
Eggs are common fare across the world. But what if it concerns an egg 1,000 years old? Then that is truly something to behold. Not literally 1,000 years old, though. The Chinese delicacy called pai dan is a much sought-after dish worldwide, known by several names such as century eggs, millennium eggs, or even black eggs. Pai dan consists of a single duck or quail egg that's been preserved in a cured mixture of ash, rice hull, salt, clay, and quicklime. So the preservation period can be anything from weeks to several months, which is why it's called a 1,000-year egg. With yolks turned gray or green, they cost a tidy sum of money. It's not just the greenness of it, or it's the slimy yolk and probably the smell like the hakarl. Wasp crackers.
Many young people may have left this remote village of Omachi in central Japan, but the village's traditional wasp hunters are still alive and kicking.
Asians eat just about anything that walks, crawls, slithers, or swims, and even wasps are no exception. Digger wasps are much sought after by
Looks like
Japanese
pancakes.
forest dwellers that use them as the main ingredient in baking crackers. Wasp crackers, or jabachi senbei, as it is known, is a biscuit that's filled with a mince of wasp. According to many, that has a sweet and savory flavor. To bake the delicacy, hundreds of wasps are boiled and dried. They are then combined with rice and baked as a tempting cracker. Tempting? Okay, trying one takes courage, but you just might feel a taste of a leg or wing in your mouth if they haven't minced it correctly. Oh. Fried tarantula.
I have a question. So there's nothing else that people can eat besides this stuff? I don't know. Maybe it's just the American, we raise up in American culture. We know the American, traditional food. So anything else would just be disgusting. So I don't know. It's just, I don't know why. Why?
Oh my god, I'm trying to get it. It's not moving right now. What if your house was infested with lizards or spiders? You'd call an exterminator, wouldn't you? In Cambodia, they have a much cheaper way of dealing with an infestation. They simply eat them. Yes, there are so many spiders, tarantulas, especially in the city of Sekuan, Cambodia. The people just eat them to reduce their population. Since 1970, locals of Sekuan have...
So they eat these particular insects to reduce the population of these insects. When I was watching a couple of these segments here, I thought maybe, some of them are like nutritional value, things like that. Maybe that's just what they do in their culture. They're just trying to reduce the population in this one here. I'd rather not. I mean, isn't there other like things that you could, pest control, pesticide and things like, really? I don't know.
Eating away spiders by breading and deep frying them in hopes of reducing the infestation. But what's scary is while the cooked spiders are served with rice, you can't bite into the abdomen unless you want your mouth full of spiders' intestines and spider poo. Oh, I said poo. Shiokara, Japan.
Shiokara. Shiokara,
Imagine
Japan.
animal viscera served on a plate. That's Japanese shiokara for you. An oriental delicacy. Shiokara is a mix of different marine animal meat combined with animal viscera, which is a nice way to say it's everything in the abdomen of the fish. Everything. Ground into a paste and mixed with malt rice and seasoned with a heavy helping of salt. To make it look nice and attractive, shiokara is packed into small gold boxes. The best way to eat shiokara is a plate of it washed down with a shot of your favorite whiskey.
You probably
Sounds like the
need that.
Japanese version of haggis. Maybe I'll try it. I don't know. If the whiskey's good. Widgety grub, Australia.
What you do, you snap it in half and... Yeah. Down in there is a witchy grub. See if we can get him out.
Asians aren't the only
Are they
ones
just
with
gonna
bizarre
eat
eating
that?
habits. You'll be surprised that the Aussies down under love eating some offhand stuff too. Take the widgety grub, for instance. Or by another name would be bush tucker. The thought of eating
Why did
a
I feel
worm
like
may
I was
seem
a-
squeamish to you and me.
They're not even gonna
But
cook
for
it.
Australians, it's quite a delicacy that tastes best when barbecued. As a great source
They're
of
not
protein, the
barbecuing
widgety
it.
grub has been a staple of Aborigines for thousands of years and one of the tastiest meals of the bush people.
Y'all know that's
The grub
nasty. He
itself is
looking
the
like
larvae
it's nasty.
stage, or the coated wood moth, and many swear it tastes like chicken in peanut sauce. Escamole, Mexico. Everything remotely
Escamole.
connected to larvae belongs to an exterminator's gun, don't you think? Not for those in central Mexico who relish the ant larvae called escamoles. This is a Mexican's favorite dish and one of the national symbols of central Mexico. Called also insect caviar, escamoles are light-colored eggs that are picked from the maguey plant. Not a cheap item, escamole native to central Mexico is best served with tacos or an omelet. Those who have had it say it has a nutty texture. A serving of
It ain't
escamole
gonna
can
taste
be
like
quite
no
costly,
type of taco to
but
me.
best had with a couple of margaritas. Yes, anything is good with a margarita. Escargot, France.
It rained last night, and now is the perfect time to find the Burgundian snails.
How would you like the feeling of a slimy snail slithering down your throat?
No,
Well, here's a
I'm
dish
good.
that is fancied throughout Europe and can be quite costly too. A plate of snails is a delicacy all over the world, sought after mainly by those who love gourmet food. Enjoyed with garlic butter, escargot is one of the gourmet designer foods in France, just like frog's legs and ratatouille. Just to let you know, FYI, ratatouille has no rats. A popular hors d'oeuvre, escargot are best served while in their shells and make a great appetizer. But by far, the tastiest way to eat up snails is in a puff pastry. I don't know,
See,
I've
that's a
eaten them
pretty
the other way, though. They
presentation.
actually were pretty good. Just to let you know,
Very
I do
pretty
try
presentation,
things.
but-
I'm not sitting on my derriere. That's just another word for butt.
See, that's
I'm
pretty.
speaking French. I looked it up.
Just the shells. I mean, that's very
Bondegi,
nice.
South Korea. While walking down one of South Korea's busy streets, if you're overpowered by a stench of tangy, smelly seafood, you can be sure it's juicy silkworms or bondegi frying and ready to be sold as a snack.
Like roasted
Koreans
almonds.
love bondegi and say it's best eaten steamed. Those who have experienced the dish feel it's crunchy on the outside and soft and juicy on the interior. Bondegi was a popular wartime food, which gradually turned into a popular street snack. Wartime? What? That's just another way of saying we didn't have anything else to eat, so let's just eat our juicy silkworms. Skewered scorpions and starfish. When it comes to bizarre and exotic food, the Chinese win hands down. Just name an animal and chances are it'll be served as Chinese street food. Wang Fujing in Guangdong, China
That's what it
has
seems
gained
like.
notoriety for serving everything on the planet with anything on 2 or 4 legs,
they still
ending up on
alive. They
a
still
skewer
all
or
alive.
as a plate of fries.
Help me.
That being said, the best finger-licking snacks lining the streets of this busy shopping center are skewered lizards, crickets, scorpions, insects, and
He
even
talking about-
starfish. In fact, you might just get a new species and scores of unidentified skewered creatures ending up on a platter. You know I've been holding the throw up back.
That was disgusting. I don't know, you know, every culture has their own little appetizing dish and delicacy. So, you know, here in America is what, the hamburger and french fries, hot dogs, like just the American food. So that's what we're used to. It was interesting to watch this video, but I just wouldn't want to try it myself. The snail, the presentation of the snail looked pretty, but I wouldn't want to try it. But yeah, it was an interesting video. Thanks again for watching my reaction video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Bye-bye. And I hit myself in the mouth.